We're so honoured to have this special guest on our channel tonight. Thank you, Alice. Thank you so much for coming. Oh my gosh, stop it. No, the honour is mine. Thank you so much for having me today. Now, tell us what the audience out there have been dying to know. What are your thoughts on Bridgerton season 3? Well, let me think. Hello, let's change outfits. Hey guys, jokes. Let's change it back. Oh, we're back in normal attire. Don't worry, I don't dress up as a character from Bridgerton every single day of my life. We're just here, NYPD, represent, why not? Also love Brooklyn Nine-Nine. If you're new here, I'm Alice. We do all kinds of videos on this channel about books, waffles, chats. Waffles sounds like waffles of food. It's just me chatting, kind of like I am now. Car vlogs, normal vlogs, all kinds of vlogs. So if that's something you're interested in, you know, stick me on in the background while you're making yourself a meal, while you're cleaning your room. If you just want to listen to me, shock, can't believe it, you might actually want to listen to me. Yes, welcome. Consider subscribing and hitting that button now. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for your continued support. So let's get on with today's video. Today we're going to talk about my thoughts on season 3 Bridgerton. Woo! What do we think, guys? Well, part 1, because Netflix wanted to be a little cheeky. The main things going on in season 3. So obviously, Pen and Colin, the big one, right? But there's a few other little stories going on. For example, Mr. and Mrs. Mondrick, their nephew, I believe, gets this title and they're kind of battling with wanting to still run and own their bar, but now having to behave how society wants them to behave. And I really, really liked that story because 1, stunning couple, okay? And 2, it was really nice to have those characters like Benedict, for example, that was kind of showing them once you're a married couple, you've kind of achieved this and you can get away with anything. And I just think that would be really cool to see their balance, how their story is going to progress. Obviously, you've got the whole Featherington financial situation that was kind of mentioned at the start, but again, we can see where that's going to go. I feel like the whole plot point of the sisters trying to get pregnant, that was quite a comical plot line because of them not really understanding what's been happening or what you're supposed to do, etc. So I feel like there's quite a good contrast because they're showing people learning what you're supposed to do in different ways, and I feel like that's really cool. I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna say something controversial right now. I don't know why we bothered to even have Anthony and Kate in it. Let's just say that for real. They should have just gone on their hollybobs honeymoon and then come back in the second half and it would have been fine and it would have kept people eager and wanting to watch them. Honestly, it was a bit of a waste of time. They were here, she was like, yeah, I'm ready to be Viscountess. And she's like, actually, no, I'm not. I think your mum shouldn't have to move out yet. Yeah, it was just, for me, it wasn't my favourite. But, you know, let me know. What do you think? I mean, I love those characters together and I'm glad we did get some scenes with them, but I just think it was a bit of a lackluster moment, really. So next, let's talk about Eloise. So Eloise's story is a little bit complicated for me in terms of in the books where I have read so far, that doesn't happen. So this is completely new for me. And I don't know, I feel like I get that she's mad at Pen. Also, I get Pen's reasons for doing it. But I also get both sides, so it's really hard. But I thought she would have forgiven her a little bit more than she seems to have done. And I definitely can't believe that she spread that rumour. I know she did it by accident, but I just thought, you know, that's not nice, is it? And she did get to see that actually Pen did write about herself and did cover herself as well. And she was pretty mean to herself, so I feel like Eloise acknowledging that was good. I'm definitely interested to see where her story will go. I do want a little bit more from her in terms of I want to have a few things going here and there, you know, but it's all on the Bridgerton timeline. It is how it is. We'll get to Eloise's story when we get to Eloise's story. It's all good, it'll be fine. But yeah, I feel like she was one of those characters that I didn't explicitly be like, wow, you know, thank goodness Eloise is here, but at the same time I wasn't like, oh, Eloise is here. I did like some of her moments and she was definitely turning nicer towards Pen again towards the end. I did like that. This then brings me on to Cressida. So Cressida's story seems to be gaining a little bit more depth, a little bit more backstory. Her parents are quite hard on her, especially her dad. She lives in this house which is kind of very dreary and drab, quite depressing, really. I actually saw a really interesting TikTok that was talking about the costume designs, because let's just take a moment to clap the costume designers. If they don't get some kind of award at the next television thing, I'm gonna be mad, because I feel like they really stepped it up this year. All of the dresses were like fantastic. Penn's green dresses were exquisite. Violet's dress in the 4th episode was phenomenal. Honestly, I feel like they absolutely smashed it this year. So, and Colin's little trench coat jacket, oh, loved it. Snaps and claps to the costume department. Sorry, I digress. It was a good thing to, you know, take a little tangent on. I saw a little TikTok that said about how Cressida kept having these massive sleeves, and apparently it was supposed to show her in the way of being this caged bird. So her standing in her dreary home when Eloise comes to visit, and she's got these like big shoulders, pads. I saw this thing that said that was kind of what it's trying to symbolize, and I feel like that was really, really cool. It was definitely more subtle. I mean, like, she stood out in her surroundings, but I wouldn't have necessarily gone for the caged bird metaphor. But now someone said it, I see it, and I really, really like that. I love little subtleties in a TV show, so, you know, it's good, it's good. The parts of the Queen and Lady Danbury, I don't know, I felt they were a little bit, they were okay for sure, but I feel like I see them in a different light after I've watched the Queen Charlotte part, so I don't really know. I don't have the same kind of thoughts and views about them as I did before. Again, let's just say to the bloody costume part, the wigs that the Queen was wearing were out of this world, next level, so skilled, so amazing, smashing it. I don't know, there's just something, and I think they're both very abrupt. I think that's what the issue is for me. They're very abrupt, and I know this is who they're supposed to be in society, so I do understand that, but I just think as a character I can't find them as likable because of this. So maybe that's where I find some of the issues, and you know, there's always a bit of meddling involved and stuff like that, but the thing is all of the characters really kind of meddle, so I can't be mad at just them for that. I definitely feel like I preferred Lady Danbury in season 2. She had kind of this conflict of understanding that Kate had these feelings, but she was like, you've got to do duty, but then she was meddling at the same time. I don't know, I feel like this year maybe she didn't have as big of a, well, so far she's definitely meddled, but I feel like she hasn't made herself as likable. Let's just say that. Okay, let's talk about Violet Bridgerton. So the mother, you know, she's got it cut out this year. She's got Francesca and Eloise on the marriage mark. Polin's just come back looking like some god from God knows where. Honestly, yeah, she's got her hands full. She's still at home. She's still doing her duties. Kate and Anthony have once again left. So, you know, she's loving life. And I feel like this is quite cool that they've added a potential new love interest for her as Lady Danbury's brother. I'm quite excited to see where that goes, although we don't really know his backstory, and Lady Danbury doesn't really seem to like him. So we'll have to watch out for that one. But I do like this idea of her having this other chance at love, because, you know, they always talk about how her and her husband were so just true loves and how she never thinks she'll find that again, etc. I just think it'll be kind of cool if she did. I mean, it's pretty lucky. All of her kids are finding true love, so might as well get a second time. So the other main character in this series, other than obviously hashtag Polin, is Francesca. So Francesca Bridgerton has now been put onto the marriage mart. She's very quiet, she's very different to her family, and she has now basically been named a Diamond of the Season, and the Queen is trying to set her up with a Marquess. I don't know. I'm not particularly posh, so I said that in a very posh way, but I am not particularly posh, so I do not know how to pronounce that correctly. But let me know in the comments down below. It's very interesting because she's got this guy kind of vying for her attention, but she's met this other guy that also quite enjoys the silence and the solitude, John Sterling, and I'm a bit scared because I feel like I've heard this name before, and I am reading Bridgerton books, and I'm scared to get to Francesca's story. I think I know what's gonna happen, but it's okay. No spoilers here, no spoilers here. Let's just say her dresses were out of this world as well. I mean, that one that she came into the, it sounds weird saying marriage mark. I do think it is hilarious, the concept of it. It's hard with Bridgerton because some people get offended by it. Some people are just like, ah, it is what it is. But I just feel like it kind of takes the piss in a way, and I feel like that's why it works, because it's not a parody of historical romances, but it is more relatable than some other historical romances, and I really do enjoy that about the series. I feel like on a whole the Netflix adaptations have been pretty decent. I feel like they include a lot of the main points, but then they kind of make it their own as well, so it's quite nice to have the series and the books because you kind of get two forms of Bridgerton, and I really do like that. But yes, we shall see where Francesca's story goes. I kind of honestly think she's an icon queen. We love it. She's just quiet, she does what she wants to do, she's different from her family, and she loves music, and I just think that's really, really cool. So go Francesca, big thumbs up from me. And finally, what you've all been waiting for, my thoughts on Penelope and Colin's development in this first part. Now, I knew exactly where it was going to end because obviously, as you know, I have read the book. I knew it was going to end with the, oh, for God's sakes, Penelope Farrington, are you going to marry me or not? Knew it was going to happen. And yeah, honestly, good times, good vibes. I quite like it. I feel like it's cool that they've taken this in a different way in terms of introducing the fact that he was helping her find a husband and she did have someone that was interested in her. I like that story development with Cressida as well. You know, Cressida feeling like this is her only chance of freedom, even though she'd be marrying someone that would be away for 3 years at a time. Penelope just comes across as kind of a boss ass bitch, really. Like, she just gets shit done and she does it. She's like, yeah, I'm gonna go find myself a man, puts all the work in, finds herself a man, you know? And I feel like it's nice to watch her kind of break away from being all consumed by her mother, and her mother's very overbearing. Well, not overbearing in the respect of she doesn't seem to care for Penelope so much, but it's kind of like she's very het up on maintaining this lifestyle, maintaining who they are, and she's got all these secrecies and stuff. So I feel like it's quite nice to watch Penelope break free of that a bit, and I hope that in the second part there will be some redemption between her and her mother. I mean, Colin is Colin. Nicola Coughlan was already stunning. Luke Newton was already stunning, but as always in true Bridgerton style, they have to have a little glow up, and they definitely, you know, change kind of their aesthetic as a character. So Penelope's dresses, how she does her hair, same with Colin, like what he kind of wears, this sweep that he has, and his hair as well. So, you know, definitely fantastic, both stunning, definitely the focus. And I will be 100% honest here, I've always preferred enemies to lovers, 100%, but I will say this is the exception of the rule for me. I love this friends to lovers story, especially in the book. Like, so many times I've never read a book that's made my gut, my stomach sink so many times because it's like the miscommunication, or in the book you get a lot more of the internal monologue, and I just love it. And also we love angry Colin because this makes him angry. Him dealing with his feelings makes him angry, and you know, what a legend. I was so excited for the kiss scene. I knew that was coming and it was great and it was good times. And also let's talk about the carriage stage. Bloody hell. Got a bit spicy, didn't it? So it didn't exactly happen like that in the book, but it's okay. I appreciate the fact that we're gonna add a little extra spice. It would be criminal not to add a little extra spice. I was very happy with it. I thought it was good times, good vibes. I'm excited to see what happens in part 2. Woo! So exciting. Obviously we got the whole Lady Whistledown situation going on, and we're also going to find out what happens with the other characters as well, and I am very much excited for it. Now, one thing I'm really hoping we get, I'm hoping we get a masquerade ball, because if you've read the books then you know what I'm talking about, because we might get a little inkling to whether we're gonna have Benedict's story next, just saying. But I'm excited. On the whole, as you can tell, I was very much pleased by it. I think I would have loved anything they put out, as long as they didn't absolutely completely ruin Penelope and Colin's story, which they did not. I was happy. I was a happy gal. What did you think of this series? Let me know in the comments below. I certainly have waffled on enough about this, but you know, stay tuned. We'll have some more Bridgerton content coming soon, and we'll even have another vlog on the second watch day. We're gonna get together and do that all again. Slightly different vibes, but it should be fun, and I'm really excited. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this video. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. Have you subscribed? Thank you very much. If you want to be extra eager, you can stick that notification bell if you want, so you get notified whenever I post a video, which is Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday every week. So come back for the next one, and until the next one, I'll see you then. Bye. car vlogs. Someone's very conveniently doing some maintenance work out there.